Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with another edition of VR News. And it's a loaded one, like always, but we'll try to get through it in a timely manner because, as of this moment, we have probably, selfishly, for my own enjoyment, one of our most anticipated interviews ever coming up this week.
This is a good one.
And again, this is selfishly for us. It's not Palmer Luckey.
It's not Zuck.
Not somebody from Meta or anything like this, but this is a developer that we've wanted to talk to for so long, and we're going to finally have a chance to that theoretically.
Dude, I'm just going to say I can't find any interviews with this person anywhere.
No.
And yes, there's a lot of questions that I think both of us want to ask. I think if we could have let people know,
we just don't want to jinx it.
The list of questions would be, it's not in a bag, but holy moly.
I might be wrapping up today, editing this part out when it's all done because it didn't come to be, but if you're hearing this, that means on Wednesday or Thursday, we have we got
a good treat for you on Wednesday.
Later this week. So we'll try to stay on topic, get through the news, because there was a lot of stuff this last week. One of the highlights, too, probably the big thing that I got to get off to start the show, Batman Arkham Shadow was announced. The next game in the Arkham Asylum series, Batman VR. It's coming exclusively to the Quest 3, so not Quest 2 supported at all. This is probably the biggest title coming to Quest 3 exclusively. Besides Alien VR that was announced last week, there's going to be more details about this game coming out at the Summer Game Fest on June 7th, but it's supposed to launch late 2024. It's going to be developed by Camouflage, again, the same studio that made Iron Man VR.
Which was fun as hell.
Yeah, it gives me complete faith in this game.
Well, dude, when we played Iron Man, we had mentioned, there's no reason that they can't do Batman or Spider-Man, because I felt like Iron Man when I played Iron Man. So I have full anticipation of feeling like Batman when I'm playing Batman in VR.
Yeah.
I'm excited as hell, dude.
And me and you are results-based, so there's studios that, like Resolution, Fast Travel, Combat Waffle, publishers like Beyond Frames, I mentioned Fast Travel as well. Shell Games.
Yeah, you can mention them twice,
Shell Games. It's like their library. What they've done in the past is so good that when they announce something, I instantly have faith. And that's how I feel about Camouflage with this game, just based off of Iron Man VR. It's like they know how to do a polished VR experience. Iron Man was really good. Replayable. It felt so good flying through.
Oh, flying was the best.
I hate to say a little bit short, but it was a bit on the shorter side, but still wicked enjoyable experience that holds up today. No nausea with flying around like that or motion sickness.
Dude. You felt like it was you
because it was so natural.
I think that's what kind of separated or helped if there was, but I had no issues with flying.
No, me neither. So Batman Arkham Shadow coming exclusively to the Quest 3, made by Camouflage, a Meta-owned studio. Later this year, late 2024, with more details coming at the Summer Game Fest.
It will not
June
be
7th.
App-labbed either.
No, that's going to be so heavily promoted. Remember how we speculated that a couple months ago? I was like, oh, they'll probably extend Asgard's Wrath 2 to coming with the Quest 3 forever. And you're like, I don't know. They'll probably rotate it with a different in-house game after a couple of years or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the next one to replace Asgard's Wrath in that category.
From a marketing standpoint, 1,000,000%. Because there are people,
and this is pure speculation.
There are people who that's their jam. They love the comic thing, and it's it doesn't exist right now on standalone. So you tap into that nerve in that market and go, look, we'll give it to you for free. Well, not free.
If you buy a Quest between this period,
$500.
Yeah. If you buy a Quest 3 between this period, it would come with this game.
But go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you were right when you said it a couple months. I think that's the better marketing plan, to switch it out as new games come out.
Let it run its course, and they did great with
Asgard's Wrath 2.
Yeah, so it's but this one it'd be genius.
Well, Asgard's Wrath 2.
And then I'm sure Inferno from Discord will buy another headset because he's already got like 3. Since he never deletes games, just buys more headsets. So listen to that advice, folks. When your headset gets full, that just means it's time for a new headset.
That's what one member in our Discord does. Huge shout out to Inferno on that.
It's gangster, dude. Well, doesn't he legit have like 3 3s now? Probably going to have 4 when Batman comes out.
I love the recurring characters in our Discord. How about props to Chadwick? Looks like he might be getting access into Grimm, it looks like, as well, too.
Might be.
Yeah.
He did. He's in.
He's having a blast, it looks like.
He's in. He's a tester.
But Batman VR coming, late 2024 from Camouflage. What's interesting is
should be fun.
Back when Meta was getting investigated by the FTC, which was dismissed.
When are they not?
Because the claim from the FTC was that they had like some sort of monopoly over the VR game market, which was a little bit of a ridiculous claim, to say the least. When
you're that new to the VR market, and there's been, I'm not knocking Steam because I love Steam, but they've been in the VR market. One could have made the argument before Meta that, well, they dominate the game market.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 that I really know of, and that's Steam and freaking Meta.
Of the things to investigate Meta for, their monopoly in the VR market, quote unquote, was not the thing to be wasting time on. But the FTC, because, sometimes they make mistakes. It's quite frequently when they investigate these large tech companies, they accidentally leak details in the documents that really should not be leaked. And in those FTC documents that came out, I think 2 years ago at this point, it mentioned that Camouflage was working on a Batman VR game. But we know how development cycles go. Things change, things can get canned, everything like that. So
Grand Theft Auto?
Correct. But we haven't heard anything about that.
There is no Grand Theft Auto right now.
Splinter Cell was in the works at the same time Assassin's Creed VR was in the works, and Ubisoft made the decision to can Splinter Cell VR and finish up Assassin's Creed Nexus, which I still think Splinter Cell VR would be so good. But that's a different conversation.
It'd be good, for sure.
So just because it came out 2 years ago that this was in the works doesn't mean that it was ever actually going to come out, but it's so cool to see, here we are 2 years later, ready to launch at the end of this year, which sounds believable if 2 years ago it came out that it was in the works, So it's probably pretty late into the development cycle. And here's the thing about Asgard's Wrath 2 versus Batman VR coming with headsets. Asgard's Wrath 2 coming with the Quest 3 is really cool for me and you as existing VR users, but Batman is such a big IP.
Yeah.
Like it's non-comparable.
Well, that's why it's it would make sense to bundle it for new headsets, because it's a market that
I hope they do that.
With the exception of Iron Man, it just does not exist.
I hope they do that, because it would be, I know my friends in real life, like they're huge Batman fans. I'm pretty confident at least one of them would go out and get a headset. That would be the thing that made them, push them over. It's Batman, dude.
And it's going to be an expensive game. So you're going to look at your $50 or $60 game.
Asgard's Wrath 2 was priced at $60. I'm going to guess the same for Batman VR. That's just a guess.
I'm going to go $40, $39.99.
And it's a continuation. It's not just a Batman VR game. It's a continuation of the Arkham Asylum series. So there were some flat screen gamers getting a little salty that the next Arkham game is going to be in VR, but well, look how that worked out for Half-Life. Went great. So I have complete faith in Camouflage to make
it'll be good.
An amazing Batman game. And then another game was announced last week. This one kind of caught me by surprise. Rival Stars Horse Racing, a horse racing game coming to VR. It's going to come to the Quest, Steam, and Apple Vision Pro in the Q4 of 2024. It caught me off guard, but then I'm watching the trailer and the way that they're using the arms. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe this will work a little bit better in VR than I thought.
It'll work even better if you put like fucking big thick ropes in your hand when you did it too. You'd get that serious
that full
workout.
immersion, like the battle ropes. Those battle ropes people
that's exactly
work out
what
with.
I'm thinking. It'd blow your shoulders and arms, but I mean, shit, increase your core, right?
Tie your controller around it.
You could though.
Or the Apple Vision Pro is no controller, so that means that they're relying completely off hand tracking.
Yeah, you really could.
Makes me wonder if they'll bring that hand tracking to the Quest.
Play it. I mean,
looks like you can brush the groom and maintain.
Well, yeah, they got to give you something to do
in between the races.
Yeah, love your horse.
Is there going to be a career mode of the racing? If there is, I'm in. It sounds silly, but like I'll go through like a tournament campaign.
I'll tell you what would make it the ultimate experience would be as if it was open world in the sense that they could have a server with 50 people in there. You sign up to race, and then people who are spectating in the stands can bet on the races.
Oh, have in-game currency.
Correct. And then you
buy
can
upgrades for your horse.
buy
your
cool shit
stable,
for your horse. Yeah.
Buy a new horse.
Faster horse.
Yeah.
Bigger horse.
Oh man, so there's potential. I mean, the gameplay's there.
I don't think they're going to go that route, but it wouldn't be the worst.
This is a game where the gameplay of it's going to be one thing, but I think the make it or break it is going to be how feature depth it is with the game modes and stuff like that. But let's see. I mean, I'm
tempted to try it.
Yeah, they've got me
Very
curious
tempted.
enough that I'll definitely check it out. Remains to be seen if I would recommend it or anything like that, or how much I'll enjoy it, but it's innovative. I don't think that there's another horse racing game like this in VR. Correct me if I'm wrong, but at least they're doing something innovative.
But if it does rely on just the controllers doing this,
maybe just hand tracking too.
I got some hacks that just annihilate that.
I think it's going to be hand tracking too, because if it's hand tracking on the Apple Vision Pro, why would you not bring that to the Quest 3?
Yeah, I get it.
So if they got to do it anyway,
better.
Yeah, that would be then it would be even easier to do your battle ropes because you don't have to do anything with the controllers,
Play this game for 6 months. You're gonna look like
Matt Serra.
Just the wicked big arms.
That's awesome. So that one kind of caught me off guard. And then one that I was seeing talked about a bit in our Discord from Shoes, one of the mods in our Discord, longtime listener, Discord Patreon supporter, just awesome listener of the show. He's actually popped on a couple times on air for games with Shoes, whatever the name that we haven't ironed out officially is yet. But I saw him commenting on this one, Agent Simulator. It's a game that was on SideQuest as a demo. Now it's out on App Lab. It's like a first-person shooter-esque game that puts you into the role of a secret agent. And I'll be honest, I haven't checked it out. I haven't played it yet. But just hearing the positive reviews from Shoes and others in our Discord, I'm definitely curious to check it out. So be a secret agent in VR. It's out now on App Lab.
Well, hello. I'm a secret agent in VR anytime I
play. I expect you to die. So now we're getting into the combat side of that too.
Just putting it out there. Speaking of when's the next one coming out?
Right. Hopefully after Silent Slayer. Although, as much as we want I Expect You to Die 4, there's a huge crowd of people that want Until You Fall too. I hear it asked for all the time.
I hear you.
They did a great job with that, sword fighting wise.
I think after the release of I Expect You to Die 4, it makes total sense to really push hard on
Until You Fall too.
Until You Fall too.
It's so hard for me to not say After the Fall, or if I'm talking about After the Fall, accidentally say Until You Fall. I mess those two up sometimes, understandably, right?
Elven table tennis.
Yeah, let's not go there. So Agent Simulator, I haven't checked it out yet, but positive recommendations from people in our Discord.
I trust. There's certain people, if they say the game's good, it's good, because I've gone out of my way to buy shit that Shoes has posted, because sometimes he'll post like a block of games that he's tried, and they're like, oh, these are fun. I want it. Did we get the Realities game because of Shoes?
I feel like it. Maybe.
I have this feeling we did. But his track record is really good. So typically if you see him post it, it's worth getting.
Yeah, that was a great game too. They're doing an update to it. They're bringing a little bit more content to the last puzzle group.
Good.
They're calling it the final update too, which makes me so sad. Because to me, that's a game that could live indefinitely.
Dude, they crushed it.
Right?
They're another one that should go, okay, we're on to something. It works.
Well, now they're going to be on the official store in however many months.
Multiplayer escape room up to 4 people? Come on.
I can't say it enough. If you like puzzle games and you like co-op gaming, Rooms of Reality is one of the biggest sleepers of the year.
Dude,
it's so freaking good.
But again, if you don't like escape room and puzzles,
that's why I
run for the hills.
Yeah. And you could play it single player, but it's not a single player game. It's a co-op game.
It far exceeded any expectation I had.
We only played
into it. So
we only played it 2 people. but it goes up to 4. So you can have a group up to 4 doing this, and it requires cooperation in instances from all parties involved.
Yes,
so
it does.
Great team building. You know, it wasn't on my list to bring up, but dude, the phasing out of App Lab is happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as we mentioned, Agent Simulator that's on App Lab. We're talking about phasing out of App Lab you're booing to?
Yes.
Not Agent Simulator. You're booing about
Agent Simulator I already said I
praised, yeah.
Yeah.
App Lab we talked about last week, it's phasing out and it's happening in a multi-step process.
Boo.
Well, it's funny because they're going to hit a point in the phasing out. And I talked about this last week where like, all right, this is where we needed to be. Let's stop the phasing out, but then they're going to continue to phase out. The first step in the correct direction, I'll say, is now when you visit a game on App Lab like Rooms of Reality or Agent Simulator, there's no longer the pop-up warning window.
Yeah.
There is still message on the app page, like in writing, you know, under the name and stuff saying it's an App Lab game, but there's no longer an intrusive virus-esque pop-up warning, you know? I could totally see a new user being like, whoa, I'm not supposed to be on this page, you know? So now you go to App Lab page, it's just like visiting any other store page. And then pretty soon, you're going to be able to browse App Lab games like on an App Lab button in the store page. So once we have those two things, let's stop there. No more phasing out.
They're not going to, though.
I know that it's going to be completely phased out.
They're going to Steam this shit is what they're going to do.
But if the App Lab games can
Does that mean we can get Poke My Boobies? I saw that show up in my Steam. I was searching for VR games, and dude, I'm just going to say, it's like we've joked about like the Steam anime shit and stuff.
It's real bad.
But it's not even the anime stuff. There's some...
No, like real porn.
Dude, I don't even... And you know, I don't censor, right? But I can't even talk about some of the shit that's available.
Yeah, characters getting peed on and stuff. It's like, why is this coming up in the Steam VR section? It's not anything I own on Steam relating to that. Trust me on that.
They want you to buy it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We were talking about Rooms of Reality in the Discord the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up the first ever interview we did on Ruff Talk VR, which was for Rodent People Origins.
Yes.
Which can no longer be purchased on the store. It's kind of out of date.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be updated.
It was never being updated anymore.
No, but it was a really good, enjoyable experience. I loved it for its time. It was a janky, fun co-op escape room. And I went to search it. And of course, it didn't come up because it's not.
It's gone.
It's gone. We can still play it because it's in our library, though.
Yes.
Just new people can't download it unless it gets updated. So I type in Rodent People Origins, and it's just like 10 Gorilla Tag clones, all rated like 1.5 stars coming up. And I was instantly like, nope, let's go back. I miss it. I miss the old way.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit more curation.
So it begins.
So, I mean, SideQuest. I remember when SideQuest banned Gorilla Tag clones. They said, no more Gorilla Tag clones. SideQuest. They're supposed to let everybody on. They're like, this is too much. So if I'm searching apps and all I get is a bunch of Gorilla Tag clones, I'm going to start to get annoyed in the other direction. It's going to feel like Steam VR, you know?
There's, just like in the restaurant industry, there's restaurants that are really just like a thorn in everyone else's side because they should go out of business, but they keep protecting themselves. And so it takes a little from everyone else. It's like when these floodgates open, and I mentioned it a week ago, it's going to get so much harder for that indie dev to like, how are you going to get your game noticed now? It's like what they do in App Lab is great. It's, you know, I get some people don't like it, whatever, but it works to get your game discoverable if you're willing to invest the marketing time. Just like when you showed me the screenshot of all the Gorilla Tag shit.
For searching Rodent People Origins.
Like, dude. Well, yeah, because you know some developers put keywords that aren't true in their game.
You have a shooter game and you type in Beat Saber for a keyword.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. You're trying to trick the algorithm, whatever.
I get it. I know. I just don't like it.
Dude, I feel bad for the teams that are small and don't have that marketing budget, which we know in itself is a problem right now. And now they're just going to be surrounded by you're going to be in the middle of all these games. I mean,
no, my
sympathy goes out, man. But I'm hoping that phase 2 is the last phase, and someone goes, you know what?
Let's stop it here.
Maybe after searching Steam VR, we should probably just leave it at,
Yeah, I don't think the Steam non-curation is the way to go, which is where we're trending.
I'll work in the curation department for probably cheaper than they're paying people right now. So, hire us. We'll vet the games coming into App Lab.
I'll construct a team. Let me construct a team. I got my people.
It'll be cheaper than it currently is. I can guarantee it. Fuck, I don't need $250,000 so you can save some money and just pawn it off. No, dude, App Lab's a great program, and my heart's going out to the developers more than. And on the other side, hey, now there's games that can come on to App Lab that wouldn't have been able to before. Yay. That doesn't make me feel good inside. Because if you technically weren't going to be able to get on there, I don't want your game in the mix. It's going to be a problem.
And I'll be the first to say that there are games that I really genuinely feel like should be on the official store, like Rooms of Realities.
Yeah.
Like Quantar, like Squingle, like Atlas Mystery.
Squiggle's on the store. Is he not?
I don't think Squiggle's on the official store yet. Let me double check this, because now you got me.
Don't fuck with me. I thought that was a done deal.
No.
Like a while ago.
No. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Squiggle's still on App Lab. It makes no sense. One of the highest rated games on the store.
I don't know.
Still a perfect 5-star rating. It doesn't make sense.
Whatever.
Examples like that make you go to the other direction. So I think that exactly what we said at the start, once you can just browse App Lab games, and once there's no longer a pop-up window like now, stop there. That's all that people ever wanted, is natural exposure on the Quest store. But I don't think that means throw the App Lab program completely out. Me and you are definitely being advocates of it remaining.
Yeah, dude. I'm.
But just leave it. Let it be browsable.
I can't see the upside after I get adding the button. That's huge. That is legit huge.
That's what we've advocated for 2 years.
Yep. But again, Chris Pruitt did a great job of educating us as to why that doesn't work right now. And it obviously didn't mean in the future it wouldn't. So they figured out it will work, but those floodgates are going to open. It's going to be
in the wrong direction.
Yes,
I think
after that. So
you agree? Like if we stopped right there with the button,
maybe I'm missing something, but I don't feel like I am, and I just, again, I question how this is really going to, unless, and this would actually work. You're going to click the button, and you're going to have choices. Games that'll never come out. I don't care what they do with this game. It's never going to be a store game, right? Fair enough. Click on that. I know what I'm getting. Gratuitous porn. So you know what you're getting.
Well, that'll never be on the Oculus store.
You don't think so?
Very against
I didn't
their
think
policies.
they were going to be doing what they're doing now. So nothing surprises me anymore. Where Elon Musk going to start his own platform and just tie it into Twitter, so you'll have Twitter porn on your headset. That I could see. But if they had like legit full disclosure, like
I just don't think they could do
games in beta, something for the consumer to cycle through. What I think is just going to be a massive amount of it's just going to look bad.
Yep, I'll say it again. Take away the window exactly as they did. Boom, they took away the pop-up window. Check. That's a good move.
That's a great move.
Add the App Lab button.
Done.
Have
Stop
a Coke
there. And a smile.
Boom, we made great successes. Now the App Lab developers have natural exposure. I would personally like to see when you click the App Lab button that you're able to browse by genre and stuff like that through the App Lab store. Just it's like a boom, second store, because I could totally imagine myself being a new user. I'm going through that,
Well, yeah, dude.
Dude, hell yeah.
If you can pick a genre and go right to it, it's even better.
So I agree. I hope somebody internally goes, guys, stop here.
Yeah, if this didn't come from Zuck, someone can change this shit, right? I mean,
the problem is Zuck's going on podcasts talking about how he has a vision for the Quest store being this open platform. And then a bunch of developers are like, well, it's not an open platform. So when you have the CEO saying like, this is the goal to be an open platform, but the reality is that it's not, then something has to change internally
you have to get it
to match his direction.
Oh, well.
I get it.
Forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry. Now I feel bad.
Damn it.
Darn it. If it comes back, it's never fully gone.
Gone forever.
No. Gone in the wind. So you want to do one more, then we'll take a little ad break?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come to you during the the ad break too.
No. You can just tell when a thought disappears.
Yeah, I hate that. You don't even have like a thought of what it
Good
was.
thing I have the notepad right here.
In a pen.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, do you not have a pen right there? I don't think you actually have a pen.
No, I do. Right
okay.
Here, next to the clean notepad.
So we'll do one more, then we'll take an ad break before we get too carried away.
Yes.
This was cool to see. Mannequin, the next game
I
from...
remember what I want to say.
Okay.
So you click the App Lab button. It would be cool if they invested into like highlighting certain developers.
Mm-hmm. Like
ones that we know are making the move to the store. They could put in a highlighted section.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was it. Done. Phew.
So we'll do one more piece of news, and we'll take a quick ad break before we get too carried away.
Mm-hmm.
The next game from Fast Travel VR, Mannequin. It's out. It launched on App Lab, and you actually got to check it out a little hands-on a couple days before launch.
I did.
And shout out to, this was so great the way the cards fall. Unfortunately, I had to miss it due to work. Another one where the full-time gig strikes again, you know?
That happens to me a lot, dude.
Yeah, but one day, but nonetheless. So it was you, and then also in there was Henry Stockdale from Upload VR, who we interact with a bunch in our Discord. Awesome.
Mate.
Him and Nick Sutrich from Android Central. I've shouted them out before. Definitely my two favorite journalist reporters right now in the VR scene. They both crush
really
it.
Good people.
Yeah, great people. And I've always had a hunch that we would play good with Henry. And it sounds like based off of your play session with them in Mannequin that you and Henry made a damn good team.
Yeah. After the first couple of rounds, I think we were finding our groove pretty good.
Yeah, so that's good to know. We'll have to steal him for a third in some situations.
Yeah, that was a fun time though, dude.
Yeah, so you went in there. There was Henry Stockdale, some people from Fast Travel Games, and it sounds like you guys had a blast playing Mannequin.
Unless people are faking their enthusiasm, and we had a little, chat session prior, and then kind of afterwards in the lobby for a minute. I enjoyed it.
You said it got your heart rate going.
The adrenaline. Mm-hmm. The adrenaline of like trying to do what you're.
Yeah, not the movement, not like an exercise way, but just like the excitement of it.
Yeah, the excitement and wanting to win because
it's 2 versus 3, right? In an ideal world.
In the ideal world,
that's how it would be best played. Is 5 players.
Although we ended with.
I think you had 4 people, right?
Me, Henry, and Sonia versus Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And he almost won.
Well,
admittingly.
Mm-hmm.
It got scary because we went in kind of, I guess we were a little cocky. And then it was like, boom, beat us. But there was one round he ran out of ammo because you're limited to I think it's 6 shots as the agent. And then you can go recharge it somewhere. But it's not like you just shake your gun or pick up a magazine. No, you have to go to a charging station to get new ammo. And he's just standing there, click, 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 click. Then we just touched him. Because as the mannequin, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And so, it seems very simple, but oh man, I'll tell you right now, because as a mannequin, you can freeze.
Yeah, we should probably explain what the game is as well. Because like you have agents versus mannequins, right?
Agent versus mannequins.
The mannequins.
Or mannequins versus agents, if you want to sell it that way.
In an ideal world where it's 5 players, it would be 3 mannequins and 2 agents. That's correct, right?
Yeah,
not
but
the inverse.
I think you can set it to do.
Okay.
Because we did the 3-on-1.
Oh,
the 3
that's true.
mannequins, 1 agent. There's no reason you can't.
That's true.
The user interface was great though, because I hadn't played it beforehand. This was the first time I was playing it. Jump in. There's the lobby. Went to the lobby that was created, and there's agent or mannequin, which
pick your side.
Click, and then boom, you're
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was great. But you're right. So we'll say a perfect world, it would be 2 agents, 3 mannequins.
Yep, and the mannequins, their goal is to, as you said, touch the agent, to kill him, right?
It turns them into a frozen person.
But the mannequin,
mannequin.
The mannequin has to get to the agent and touch him without being discovered.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to freeze into the same position. Is that correct? To discover from being.
Yeah, there's frozen humans all throughout the map, right?
You've got to blend in with them.
And each has their own pose. So I'll tell you right now, anybody who's new to the game, great strategy. don't do any pose you do is going to stand out if it's not like
if it's not one of the poses you see the other mannequins doing.
Correct.
If you do some Egyptian pose like that, you know,
yeah,
you're gonna
dude, you're busted. you're busted. So that's in itself is a good, especially to a new player, because you're gonna be like, oh shit, they're coming. And
and then you freeze like this, but
press
that's
one of I think you press the A button and you freeze in time, like, and then there's a couple of times I did a pose and I'm like, no way, he's gonna walk in the room and he's gonna fire his gun at me.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it actually happened a couple of rounds
because you just stood out so much,
and it happened to one of the other players too when I played with
And think if you freeze somewhere that there's not any other mannequins ever.
There's mannequins everywhere.
Okay, so it's pretty easy to.
There's
blend
even
in.
some kind of in the air as like an explosion type frozen thing or some weird. I have some great poses that I want to try. Next time
I'm sure you've been
it.
thinking about it since too.
Yeah, but they've added a whole bunch of elements. Like as the agent, you have two weapons. You have your
gun.
You have your gun, and then you have this like reminds me of the Ghostbusters looking for the ghosts, and it signals through vibration and beeping. Like
this one's a fake one. This one's a real.
No, just like there's definitely an agent over there because as you get closer to like a room or something, it'll start alerting you, and then the closer you get to a mannequin area, it won't pinpoint it. But you'll know like there's an agent there. And then you have an EMP. Every agent has one EMP per round that you can launch over. It's cool because you can actually launch it over doors and shit. And it'll detect if you're the mannequin and you see the agents are in your room and then you see that little red ball get launched, it's like in Pop 1 when the thing goes off, it's that umbrella of destruction. It's like, you're fucking you're made, and then the agents are just going to shoot you. Another thing you could do, if you know for a fact agents or mannequins are in the room and there's two agents, shoot a mannequin. And if you're wrong, you'll be kind of like in timeout for 4 seconds with your gun, but your buddy isn't. So one of you can start picking off the mannequins or frozen humans and then just, eventually corner in on them. But you risk being touched by the mannequin because if they walk by you, just unfreeze and touch the dude, you're fine. But you can also like slide into them a certain degree of distance. So you press your trigger button and it shows you the path. So if you're like 6 feet away, I'm just going to slide into you and boom, you're frozen. So it's, you can't put all your eggs into one bag. It's just a lot of strategy.
Yeah. So again,
I like it.
The goal is the mannequin. You got to, because we never finished explaining exactly what the game is. The mannequin's got to touch the agent and avoid being discovered. Otherwise, you're going to get shot. So if you hear the agent coming, you got to freeze in a position, as you suggested.
Or get the hell out of there.
Match the other mannequins. And the agent, their goal is to discover the mannequin, find which one of the mannequins is real, or catch the person in motion. And then you have a gun and you shoot them and take them out. And it's last team remaining.
Yep.
So quick rounds. Sounds like high pace.
Well, and they also give you energy cores that I think there's 3 in the map. And if the mannequins don't get at least 2 of the 3 in a certain amount of time, the agents get a special ability. And if the mannequins do get the cores in a certain amount of time, they get a special ability. But Henry and I think 3 rounds in a row went to the same energy core. And then we were finally like, we need to stop going to the same spot because this isn't going to work for us. And then that's when our strategy started changing. But yeah, no, they give you a lot to do, real quick and easy rounds. But the gameplay is strategic. If you don't go in there with a good strategy, you're doomed.
Sounds like a good Discord game for sure.
Oh, dude, it's fun. I was laughing my ass off. There were a couple of things that happened that were just way too funny. Like literally like bent over laughing. So I'm happy I got to play it.
Yeah, huge props to Fast Travel on their next release. So great stuff. If you haven't checked it out yet, take a peek at Mannequin for Fast Travel, which we have a discount code for. It's floating around. Fast Travel's been advertising. You've probably seen some other creators advertise it too. There's a 50% off discount code for Mannequin. So check out the show notes, the episode description. I'm not going to read it out because it's going to be like EW47 hyphen. No time for that. Go visit. Or, go look at the show notes, copy the the code and then paste it in at checkout for 50% off on Mannequin up until, what was it, May 9th, right?
Yeah.
I'll double check that as well. If we'll say May 9th, and if it's not May 9th, we'll correct that after the ad break. So we'll take a moment. We'll take a message from our sponsors. But as always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out tier. We have Asim, Amelia, Earth Witness, Carson, TP, TPZ, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. So thank you all for your continued support month after month, as well as the other Patreon members who are on our Patreon or our YouTube, maybe not on the on-air shout-out tier, but still showing us some love, getting access to that Patreon channel in our Discord server, which has been popping the last week. A lot of cool discussion in the Patreon channel.
Yeah. Now we officially have our Grim channel too.
Yeah, as we've had as we've had access to Grim, it was only appropriate.
You know, we had a Grim. Loving it.
Yeah, we actually made progress last night.
I'm learning
slowly.
I go in every time I go in was I'd send Spoon a message like days ago, and I'm like, yep, went in the other day, and all I did literally for an hour, I walked around. I'm like, I just want to start knowing the map. I still don't know the map, but I legit just walking around Mars, scoping shit out, grabbing shit as I see it.
Yeah, we actually made progress. We built a little base. Areas. Now, granted, we built the base right next to the biodome, so that shit's going to get raided by the time we get on next time. But we stayed alive.
Dude, it
got some resources. 4 walls.
It's got 3 walls and a door.
It was just a test build. A test build. But now we have a game plan for next time. Now we're learning. Now we can recruit Chadwick to...
I think we had 4 oxygen tanks.
Now we got to just scope out where we want to put our base. We got to find somewhere that we can remember to get, but that's reclusive. You know, reclusive's easy to find in that game. Remember how to get to is the hard part.
Dude, I got a great idea on it. Because I thought when we were like, we were going to pick out a location, it's going to be real easy. So we'll pick what dome we want to come out of, right? What's the easiest dome to get to, no matter where you launch into the game. And we'll pick an exit, and we'll just use time. So walk straight for 2 minutes. Take a left for 30 seconds. You know, so it'll be that like pirate shit. Otherwise, yeah.
How else you can do it?
And then we'll have the reverse directions.
Yep.
Head this way for 30 seconds. Take right for, and as long as you follow that.
Yep.
And then let's be honest, you can see the biodomes in the distance. So you'll know, like, you don't need that many. Like those first 2 minutes, that's just for you. You know, when you take a corner, you'll be like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah, you'll eventually learn the route. But that's our game plan. So again, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters. And
that's
if you want
level we're taking this.
Yeah, Grim Stuff's about to get to the next level in our Discord for sure. So if you want to join the Patreon, go visit the link in our show notes. Go become a supporter of the show. We have some cool on-air tier or some on-air benefits like shout outs, your name across the bottom of the screen on a rolling ticker. But even for the ones that don't give you the on-air shout out, just our basic support in tier, you still get access to an exclusive channel in our Discord server, which our Discord server, public, available for everyone, full of great VR discussion, food pictures, book club, music, shoes runs, great giveaways every week on it. So definitely the place to be. You can also find the link for that also in our show notes, just like you could find the link for our Patreon. So go check out our Discord for great VR discussion with, other Ruff Talk VR listeners, VR gamers. Also check out our Patreon if you're feeling so generous. And we'll be back with you after a message from these sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by the spring cleaning champions, Manscaped. This season, make sure to groom your carpets and the drapes with the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Clear out that winter bush with Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 and watch your confidence bloom like the springtime flowers. Embrace the season and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our special offer. Go to manscaped.com and use the code word RuffTalkVR for 20% off plus free shipping. After using Manscaped, I can finally say I have caught the spring fever. Introducing the season's champ, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Their 5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads. A standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. It also features dual LED spotlights to guide you through the darkest winter debris. Navigate with confidence in your delicate areas. Hate making a mess? Not to worry. This bad boy is waterproof. Shave in the shower, in the bath, or in the ocean. Spring cleaning doesn't just apply to the nether regions. Get the full grooming experience with Manscaped's signature Beard Hedger Pro Kit plus Handyman Electric Face Shaver. Whether you're looking to craft your signature look or clean up that neckline, these are always the right tools for the job. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code word Ruff Talk VR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code word Ruff Talk VR at manscaped.com. Nothing like a little spring cleaning in your pants.
And we are back, and we'll try to get through the rest of the news in a timely fashion. Definitely we can chit-chat a bit, delay things. Yeah, we have fun. Start talking about Grimm. Next thing you know, 30 minutes have passed if we really get carried away. So we'll try to be careful. So in relevant VR news, this is kind of cool. The Quest 3 is now used on Steam as much as the Valve Index in, under a year. Catching up fast. That means Quest 2 users, it's not just new VR users, it's also Quest 2 users upgrading up to the Quest 3.
Which is good news indeed.
If you think about it, we count towards that hardware survey because
we did our part.
A couple weeks ago, we weren't using a Quest 3 on Steam VR, and now we are. So we played our part in that bump up. Who are we taking out next? Who else we got to get to start doing it, Nonetheless, though, that's cool to see. And then a bunch of good games are either launching or launched this past month. One of the games that came out last week that I'm having a lot of fun with so far is Homeworld. Homeworld VR. I think the name of it technically is Homeworld Vast Reaches, but Homeworld VR is what I'll refer to it as, just for the ease of my own memory. But it's officially out now on the MetaQuest. We had some early access to it through the MetaQuest Creator Program, and I'm having fun with it just as a real-time strategy fan. It's pretty well executed in VR, I'd say.
Yeah, mixed reality mode works really well.
Whoa, how about that? The mixed reality mode is probably the trippiest mixed reality mode I've ever seen. Because you go to mixed reality and it's like there's stars all over your room. It's very transparent overlay, but then you get more mixed reality settings than I didn't even know developers had access to do this stuff. You can change the tint of the overlay, how bright it is, how transparent it is. It was pretty freaking wild to play with those settings.
Yeah, the gameplay itself is really good too. So
they give you that full
so far I like it.
They give you the full move around by grabbing your controllers, drag yourself around, zoom in, zoom out.
Demio movement.
Correct. Versus, and it's not point and click as much with that. Of course, there are some point and click elements with highlighting your troops, but it's well done in VR. They really take advantage of the touch controllers and just features of VR, in my opinion. I would say this is a good example, though. If you don't like real-time strategy games,
no, it's not for you.
It is a real-time strategy game.
But
to
if
the
you
core.
like space games and you kind of like real-time strategy, then you'll probably like it.
Yeah, if you
that should balance out.
If the idea of managing space
Aircraft.
combat
is
appealing to you, then you're probably going to have fun with this. You got to defend your mothership, take out the enemies. The harvesting the meteors is pretty cool. Building new ships, running formations. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. So Homeworld VR out now on the MetaQuest. That was a nice little release that came out last week. And then also last week, Small Land VR came out. I haven't checked that out yet. For a game called Small Land VR, it's got a big download size. Yeah, we were laughing about that.
That blew me away. I was like, holy crap.
So that came out last week. I haven't checked that out yet. But then there was also another shadow drop called Zengeance. That came out last week. That looks like it's a meditation app, but it gamifies it. It looks like. I haven't checked it out yet. I was only looking at the store page and the trailer and the description. But it looks like you have to use your breath into the mic. So, take proper breathing to reveal the enemies that you have to take out. So it gamifies the meditation method, it looks like.
Those people we've all played with in public.
First thing I thought
breathers,
of.
The Weezers.
The Darth Vaders. That was the first thing I thought of.
So this is a game that's going to benefit those players a lot. No, I'm going to try it. I have it. I grabbed it through the creator program, and then
I just haven't played it yet.
Because I'm intrigued. I'm like, it's strange that you would classify it at this, but it looks like there's a lot going on. So, am I going to pass out from all the breathing?
Well, it sounds like as much of a meditation app too. It also sounds like it's aiming to be a fitness app too, because when you go to the store page, the top of it says like something like not your typical meditation or fitness game.
Like I said, I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, I'm curious. It's definitely unique. I can get behind those ideas of gamifying things. I forget what the name of the gym was. Remember when we interviewed that developer long time ago?
I don't remember.
You know which one I'm talking about, though?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
It's Black something. But it was like they have physical locations where you have to like do RPG combat almost. And then like you do, repetitions of a workout to do power attacks or something like that. It was a really cool concept. That developer now works for Mighty Coconut on Walkabout Mini Golf.
Interesting.
Isn't that funny the way things go?
Out. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I can get behind those concepts. So depending on the execution of this, I'm open to it. It was just, I'm cynical. My first thought was like, definitely can't play this one on party chat with you.
Oh, yeah. This game would be gross to play with people. I don't want to talk to nobody playing this game.
No party chat on this one, but I'm open to the concept. I'm not like going to hate on it or anything like that.
No. I'm curious how it's going to be executed. That's all.
Correct. And then
I'll know by next week.
A game that appeared on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, Hide the Corpse. Hilarious trailer. I loved the concept of it just off of visual. The demo for it, following a successful Kickstarter campaign, so that's really cool too. The demo for it has launched for free on SideQuest. So Hide the Corpse, go check it out.
I'm not touching it till the game comes out.
You don't want to have any bad experiences with jank or bugs or anything like that?
I'll even accept some jank and bugs. I just want the full game.
The full game? That's fair. That's fair. So I'm excited for this one, though.
Demo.
It looks unique. It was funny because, we watched our gaming showcase so many freaking times in the lead up to it. Unfortunately for my girlfriend, she saw it quite a bit of times, too, especially certain segments like the first 10 minutes. And Hide the Corpse, if I remember correctly, was in that first 10. Yeah, it was in that first 10 minutes. And that was the number one trailer that stuck out to her that she laughed at.
Well, dude, they put it together so funny.
Got like a 1970s vibe to it too. Good for them.
The narration was spot on.
Yeah, funny soundtrack.
Yeah,
the graphical style to it. So the kind of janky ragdoll physics. I don't want to use the word janky, but like ultra ragdoll hangy physics. Yeah, I can have some fun with this one. So that's cool to see as well too. And then Ghost of Tabor. This is the first time I've seen this. Ghost of Tabor now supports linking your account to their Discord account or to their Discord server,
which is pretty cool.
So now, and then you get like roles specific to your account as well. So boom, you'd have like the Founding Father role if you have the Founding Father edition, like that kind of stuff. So that's cool to see. Ghost of Tabor also rolled out the most gangster shit.
Yeah, this is the
last
real,
week.
This is the real news
with some initiative to. I'll pull up the correct name of it because they gave it a cool name as well. I don't want to do it a disservice and
Operation. You're
something.
All,
yeah,
you're
all fucked. Yeah,
yeah.
But basically, Ghost of Tabor came out last week on their Discord and posted in the announcement section that they're rolling out a new anti-cheat system that's going to be integrated in with other VR games. And if you get banned from one,
banned from all,
you get banned from all to even more discourage people from, cheating. They called it Operation Integrity Sweep. Let's go.
It needs to be done. They're the only ones really pushing it.
Well, they're the first, like always, they're the ones taking the initiative to do it.
They're going to make it really easy for others to jump on board. And if it really becomes a situation where, let's say you could have 100 different developers have their game include that, and it's all networked, that if cheat on one, lose it all. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
And it comes with a new anti-cheat system that's called Battle Eye as well. So this is cool stuff.
No, this is, because
they're not the only game that's had cheaters.
Dude, Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Notorious. But I'll tell you what, for competition play, you have to have the anti-cheat enabled. And there are still people who will do that and have cheats. And I'll tell you what, they get picked off. That's it. The system's pretty damn good. It's not foolproof, right? Because there's still cheaters in Counter-Strike, but or every game, but it's just not worth it.
No. And now if you're banned from multiple games, now is extra not worth it. So huge on Combat Waffle.
And all their games are going to have this. So
typical Combat
awesome
Waffle
news.
fashion, that they're the one that takes the initiative, takes the time and effort to put it together, the system, the resources, but it's going to do the whole VR community a huge service.
Going to piss off. The only people you see bitching are the people who know they're going to get busted or have already been busted and don't even know it yet.
What was that thing they posted the other week? I don't think I talked about this when Scott posted this in the announcement section, but it was probably the most gangster moment in Ghost of Tabor Discord history so far, where Scott, on April 24th, he posts that we will continue to go after cheat developers until we get them all. And yes, I'm happy because you stopped in your tracks. And it's a scribbled out Discord name of a kid posting in his cheat Discord that basically he's no longer able to post on. He's shutting down the Discord he was running, and he's not going to be able to share methods to cheat into games anymore because Combat Waffle sent his parents a fat cease and desist letter. They will absolutely sue him to bejesus if they continue to do what he's doing. And he's like, nope, not worth it to me. So Scott's like, yeah. And he ended his post with So Scott, if you're seeing this, I hope you're happy. So Scott's like, yeah, I am happy. So Combat Waffle's not playing games with that. If you're a cheater, you're hurting their product, It's like
nothing ruins a good experience, whether it's flat screen, PC, fucking VR, than people who cheat. I mean, I don't give a shit. There's no excuse for it. There'll never be a reason for it. Don't give a shit how talented you are at cheating. Just fuck off. So it's like, if you're caught cheating, I have no sympathy for you. Zero.
It's one thing to do it yourself. It's a whole nother thing to run a community, teaching, educating, and sharing.
And what's good is they're using a system that's going to deal with it, because, I mean, I know firsthand, I've been accused of cheating in Counter-Strike numerous times, kicked out of so many servers, banned from servers, had complaints lodged against me, but, no cheats. So let the system do the job and it'll do it fine.
No, it's cool to see, though. That's a big initiative that they're putting forward.
It to be done.
They're not playing games. I'm curious to see what other games are on board. Hopefully it's all the major shooters like Contractors, Pavlov, and etc.
Fucking Pop One. Yeah, all of them.
So huge congrats to Combat Waffle Studios, Ghost of Tabor, for, as always, taking the initiative. And, I know we talked about Contractor Showdown launching the other week, but man, we've been having a blast with that one as well. Huge props to Caveman Studios for a great launch with Contractor Showdown, and hopefully an initiative like this from Combat Waffle.
Their community is a little toxic, but whatever.
Yeah,
I killed somebody's player, and then their player killed me, and then told me to
their teammate
fuck my mother and lick his taint, and I'm dead, right?
Yeah,
technically I might not even be there, but
shooters have always attracted this crowd.
Deep with telling me what to do with my tongue.
I'll be honest with you, in Ghost of Tabor, I've hit more funny things than toxic things.
I haven't, dude.
Whereas Contractor Showdown thus far, no, that after you get killed has been toxic. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
That's undeniable. I'm still having fun.
The game is great.
But no doubt there's some toxicity in that community. There's some people that hate their lives and take it out on other people online.
They have a
VR.
solution for that.
So, great stuff, though, from Combat Waffle. Great stuff from Caveman Studios on Contractor Showdown, and hopefully they join this initiative so cheaters never become a problem in that game as well. Also, this month's Quest Plus games were announced, which one is Stones of Hearth, which I have yet to play, so maybe now I'll actually check it out, and Vacation Sim, available on Quest Plus, as well as the existing catalog of games that you can now download on Quest Plus as well, too, like Walkabout Mini Golf, etc. So, man, Vacation Sim's a damn good one to include in there. So that was worth mentioning. And then Pistol Whip, they're adding 3 more what they call power metal scenes next month. On June 6th, they're adding a new scene, which would, new level. June 6th, June 13th, and June 20th. So they're spacing it out, adding 1 new level each week, pretty much for the whole month. for 3 out of 4 of the weeks in the month. I like that concept. That's cool. Give players a good reason to come back in each week when the new scene drops. So Pistol Whip's not a game that, became a part of my rotating library of like, today I'm playing Pistol Whip, but it's cool to see that it's still getting consistent updates. And Cloudhead Games has announced that they have 2 other games. A couple months ago, they announced this, 2 other non-fitness related games in the works.
Yay.
So to have 2 games in the works and still be pumping out these type of updates for a game that's been out for years, like Pistol Whip, that's a huge props to them as a studio. That gives me faith in Cloudhead Games. Future titles, like when it comes out, it's going to be supported for years, even at to the point that they don't really have to anymore. So that was cool piece of news. And then I was scrolling through Upload VR, and I saw, as always, our boy Henry Stockdale. He wrote a nice write-up on a film by Targo, who we've shouted out before for their food documentary. I forget the name of it.
Beyond the Dish.
Thank you. But Targo's a great film producer in the virtual reality scene. And last November, they came out with a JFK film, a JFK Memento. And I saw Henry Stockdale did a nice write-up on it on Upload VR's website. I'm a little tempted to go check it out now. I didn't know it was... I saw it when it came out, like the news of it coming out back in November, but I didn't catch that it was made by Targo. And just like game studios, you win me over with one game, I'm going to check out your future work. Man, I see stuff from Targo. I want to check it out as well. So
it's called Be the Bullet. It is not.
Could you imagine that's how the movie ends? Boom. It sounds like he saw it at some VR film festival.
No, I heard
he checked out.
I heard it was really good, and I trust Targo. All kidding aside,
Be the Bullet.
Be the Bullet. Be in Texas the day it happened. It's just so overplayed.
See it from the view of H.W. Bush. What? Skirt.
Or an alien. Dude, I wouldn't mention. You're fucking crazy. Hey, it's your life. So, I go home at the end of the day. They know where to find you, man.
So that was cool to see.
Shit.
I'll have to check that out.
You're crazy.
And then just to keep shouting out Henry Stockdale, dude, he does 2 cool articles on Upload VR each week that become probably my number one go-to articles on Upload VR, which is In Case You Missed It series that kind of does like a quick weekly wrap-up of news stories that didn't get a full article on Upload VR. But in my opinion, like most of them probably do deserve a full article. There's some really good pieces of news in there. And then each month he also does like upcoming games for that month. And at the end of the month, games that came out for that month. So those are 3 series of articles I always check out, when I'm gathering my notes for the news each week. So huge shout out there. And on that, we have so many good games coming in May, including May 16th. As always, Quest likes to drop all their freaking games on the same day. May 16th, we're seeing Retropolis 2 come out, Stride 2 come out, another game that I have many questions about. I don't quite understand. Some assembly required is also coming out on May 16th. And we're seeing Ultimate Swing Golf, that new golf game that was announced just a couple weeks ago, coming out on May 16th as well. And then also in May, we're seeing a game called Tank Arena Ultimate coming out May 23rd. And then there's some other games in May that don't quite have a release date yet, like Masters of Light VR. That's another game that was shown off on the Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase. That's coming out later this month in May. And then we're also getting later this month Blacktop Hoops VR, which we interviewed the producer of it. Geez, I would say like a year ago at this point, if not longer. Alana, she was freaking awesome. And Blacktop Hoops was great back then. They already had the multiplayer going. You could slap the other player. You could do dribble moves. I can only imagine what the game's going to be at, for full release, which is coming later this month. The price of Blacktop Hoops, too, is worth mentioning. It's going to be $29.99. But if you pre-order it, it's going to be $10 off at $19.99.
Not bad.
That's actually a pretty good savings. So a lot of good games coming in May as well. And definitely check out those articles from Henry Stockdale to kind of get your piece of what's coming up in, the upcoming months as well, too. So I got one last piece of news, then we'll wrap this baby up. Golf Plus they announced that they've done 2 billion shots in game so far from all their players. That's pretty freaking significant.
Which I think comes out to around 22 million. If you averaged it, I think that comes out to 22 million rounds of golf.
Wow.
Based on 90 strokes per 18 holes.
That's a lot of, like, dude,
it's a lot.
Huge props to Golf Plus.
My math could be wrong. Somebody's math.
I wasn't known for my math growing up. I'm just saying.
No, dude, that's more fingers than I can count on.
But that's awesome to see.
I think that's what it equates to.
They have the full PGA partnership. Well, I don't know about full, but they do licensed courses and stuff like that. They crush it. Ryan Angle, he was one of our OG interviews.
He's been on a couple of times.
Yeah.
He's a busy freaking dude, man.
He interviewed us so early. He interviewed us. Wow. We interviewed him.
What a treat.
We interviewed him so early into the Ruff Talk VR show. It was like, that was probably our first bigger name guest for developers. And I was like, wow, man, the fact that this guy's taking his time, this is so cool. So I'll always have a soft spot in that regard.
Well, and it just so happens he made a great game too, so it works out even better.
A freaking amazing game. That
sucked to not even be able to like talk about it.
To continue to get better and better, you know, even since the last time we've talked to him. So Golf Plus, they're crushing it. The only thing about Golf Plus is I wish that they would bring back their POW feature.
Well, maybe they did.
Back when it was Top
When was the
Golf.
last time you played it?
You know, it's been too long. Maybe we'll do to go in this upcoming week.
I go in occasionally and just smack balls around.
But you haven't powed anyone. You haven't had the chance to pow someone, so we don't know. I'm going to wager it's not back yet. That's my guess.
Nobody knows.
When we first got Golf Plus, it was called Top Golf with Pro Putt.
Yeah.
And if you took your golf club and you whacked the other player,
pow!
It said pow on it, like comic book pow. Freaking awesome. I love those little novelty things in VR. So great news, you know, from this past week. As always, next week it'll be a whole 2 pages more of news as well, too. I was not expecting Batman VR to be announced.
I love shadow drops.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Was a shadow drop. You know, there's always going to be those. There's some Apple Vision Pro news as well, too. Like a report came out that 50% of the Fortune top 100 companies have gotten an Apple Vision Pro. But I'm like, is that an employee?
Yeah,
for the company, like, what's that mean?
Who on payroll owns an Apple? Yeah, you got an Apple?
Yeah, and I'll even be honest with you. You know, Apple Vision Pro reporting is tough to cover from my standpoint because it's contradictory from day to day.
Yeah, I don't.
It's tough, and
I'm not an Apple guy other than my phone.
And as an example of what I mean, like I trust Upload VR a lot. On April 29th, they put out an article saying the Vision Pro 2 reportedly set for late 2026. Apple is struggling to make a cheaper headset first. So that was in April 29th. And then, but a mere few days later, on today is May 5th, they put out a headline, cheaper and lighter Apple Vision Pro could reportedly launch June 2025. So it went from a week ago, they were struggling to make a cheaper headset, and the next one will come out in 2026, to a week later, the report is that they're going to make a cheaper one, and it's coming out next year. It's like, it's very hard to stay, I don't know. It's very hard to report on because I don't know what's true. It's like, it's
right, I'll give you the next one. August 1st, 2024, Apple will come out with a more expensive headset.
Well, look, if they come out with a cheaper one next year, then Upload VR is right. And if they don't come out with a cheaper one next year, then right. Upload VR was right. It's
a win-win.
Yeah. So that's why I tend to steer a little bit away from the Vision Pro news because I don't even know what the fuck is true. Like I
steer away from it because I have no dog in the hunt. I mean, to think could grow wings and take me to work, I still don't have one. So yeah, it doesn't. Like I don't even waste my energy with it.
It was interesting that the horse racing game is coming to the Vision Pro, but not the PlayStation VR 2. I was like, damn, for a developer to for like horse racing, that game seems more fit for the Sony platform than it does the Vision Pro. I don't know what you're going to sell the horse racing game to the 50% of the Fortune 100 companies, you know, that own the headset. Like that's more of a gaming product.
But
what do I know?
A lot of developers don't want to invest in Sony. And that's unfortunate, but the incentive to do so or the numbers that make it to do so just aren't there for them. And I get it.
But as little
that's Sony's
PlayStation,
fault.
as little PSVR 2s as there are on the market, I can't help but think that there's less Vision Pros. But what do I know? I don't know anything. So fun stuff this weekend. Is there anything else you saw during the week that you want to mention before we wrap this baby up?
I'm just enjoying the PC VR.
Yeah, we're having so much fun with Grim.
I'm enjoying learning Grim, and I've got some goals for this week with Grim.
I want to go into Blade and Sorcery multiplayer mod with you.
Yeah,
because I want to go in there with a Star Wars mod in multiplayer. And I'm like, dude, we can do some full-fledged, like, it's one thing by yourself. It can get redundant, just doing, like, sandbox. But, like, suddenly with a buddy, I could probably do that for
I got to get the yaw set up.
Yeah, because you got the yaw one. Shout out to Mateo.
Yeah.
Mateo 311. He gave you the yaw setup maybe about a year ago.
Yep.
And because he needed to clear out some space. The yaw one, because my understanding there's a yaw 2.
Just under a year ago, because of the...
But when he gave it to you, you were standalone only, and there was only like 2 games.
I have a roller coaster.
Yeah, that was.
This changes things, though.
Yeah.
Got that PC VR. It's like it doesn't get any better now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm psyched. And I'm pretty sure you can use it with flat screen, too.
I think so, too.
PC. Yeah. For like racing and shit. Because you can mount your laptop right there.
All right. So fun stuff this week. Hopefully we have a great interview coming soon.
Crossed.
We'll wrap this baby up so we can take a little... we'll say timely break and coffee break.
Yep.
And then we'll be ready for that. But hope you all enjoy this episode. Loaded week. There'll be, like I said, even more next week. So stay tuned. Subscribe to get our latest episodes ASAP. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform if you're listening to the audio feed. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe there. Like, smash that like button. Comment, share it with your friends. Check us out for the live videos as well, too. I hear the notify me button on the videos does not really work.
No.
Or anything like that, but you can still press it.
You wrap up. I'm using the restroom.
All right, that's fair. See, that's part of the break. So I guess with my co-host gone here, I'll say, if you enjoy the episode, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and we'll be back with you later this week. Ciao, ciao.